I'd like to speak to you today from Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 10. Let me read it to you. Finally, be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the schemes of the devil. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers of this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places. Therefore, take up the armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand firm. Here Paul speaks of an evil day in the believer's life. And what is that evil day? That evil day is when satanic powers come against us. We know that Satan hates God, hates God's people. And so Paul warns his dear fellow believers, beware that our enemy is against us. We are at war. Some believers can be so nonchalant and are even surprised when there's a trial, a test, or wrestling with negative thinking, doubts and fears. Dear soldier, we're engaged in a warfare. It's spiritual. It can't be handled by a sword, can't be handled by a gun. This is in the heavenly places, and you need God's divine help. And he says right from the beginning here, you need to be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his might. I used to be bothered by this verse to this extent. How am I to get this strength? How do I empower myself? Well, the idea of the verse is let yourself be empowered by God. What is it that God looks for in us to channel his power to help us? You see, none of us are any match for the devil. If he could outsmart 1/3 of the angels, and if he could keep us blind enough to damn our soul, except for divine intervention, never kid ourselves. We are no match for the devil, left to our own strength. So God is telling us in his word, let me empower you. I'm sufficient for anything the devil wants to do against you. Matter of fact, he's put limits around the devil, as he did in the day of Job. He can only do what God permits. And God has planned that with every attack and with every assault, he's planned a way of escape so that he may rout the devil on your behalf. Submit to God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Claim that. No temptation has overtaken you but what is common to man, but God is faithful, and he will make a way of escape so that you may bear it. Your captain, your God, your heavenly Father is not just throwing you to the wolves of this world or the demonic powers to do with you what they will. You are divine property, child of God. And if you don't know Jesus Christ, you can become God's child. You can become owned by God and delivered from all the wicked schemes the devil has for your life. I beg of you, child of God, be empowered. Rely on God. Pray. Don't go to pride. Don't go to self-sufficiency, but rather say, I'm going to trust you, Lord. I'm going to rely on your resources. I admit I'm no match, but you have all the power I'll ever need in this battle. The battle is the Lord's, child of God. Rely on him.